This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the New Media Production Studio. The lead stories are hospitals are sending patient IP data to Facebook. Bill Gates says NFTs are 100% based on the greater fool theory. Amazon Prime Day is on July 12th. And Internet Explorer is dead at 26. I want to welcome you to episode 1606 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, June 16th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. And you can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider by becoming a podcast insider. I want to welcome all new listeners to the show. Thanks for being here. Make sure you get over to geeknewscentral.com, follow or subscribe to the podcast. You can also subscribe to our newsletter. That link is on the same website at geeknewscentral.com. Of course, you can join our chat room at geeknews.chat or our Discord channel. Our Discord channel is linked in the show notes at Geek. Of course, you can always contact me via email, geeknews@gmail.com, geeknews@gmail.com, or on Geek News on Twitter. I see a theme. It does repeat. Of course, you can just follow me personally on Facebook, that as well. All the partner shows are linked at geeknewscentral.com. That includes the New Media Show, the Pro Gear Guru site, the Gadget Professor with Mr. Don Bain. He's currently in Venice. We've got the GNC Work Week in Review with Kirk and Scott. So definitely check those shows out. Definitely subscribe to them and follow our family of shows. This show is sponsored by the longest running continuous sponsor of a podcast. That's our good friends at GoDaddy.com. You can save big money on GoDaddy domain names, website products, you name it, just by using my promo code. It's real easy. 30% off new product purchases. A $4.99.com for new or transferred domains for new customers only. Or the best deal in podcasting, $1.99 a month economy hosting for the first year with a free domain. Yes, you will not find a better deal for web hosting than right there. This is the best deal you're going to find. I think there's no one else going to offer it in podcasting, and I don't think you're going to find a better deal online. $1.99 a month economy hosting for the first year with a free domain, or $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting. That's equally a great deal, again, for the first year with a free domain. Free trial, that's a free trial of GoDaddy Website Builder, your choice of personal, business, or business. Plus plans, that's a 1-month free trial. You can save big money. Save big money by using my GoDaddy promo codes. Share them with your family, friends, people that you know. Don't write it on the bathroom wall, of course, but we definitely want you to link to the website at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy to help everyone save money on domain names, on web hosting, whatever it may be. Definitely check all these out. And we want to thank GoDaddy for being a longtime sponsor here of the Geek News Central podcast. Well, here we are. It is Thursday. Almost feels like a Friday. I don't know why. It just kind of does. And boy, I tell you, it's been a whirlwind, busy week for me. Crazy, nuts busy. I tell you, sometimes it's just like wash, rinse, repeat, and a very productive week here. But I do plan on relaxing this weekend. This is the first weekend I've been home for an extended period. Lots of travel that's been going on, so relaxing this weekend. And I might even try out my new camp if all things go well. It's built, it's ready. I've got everything set up. Should be nice. So maybe some pictures forthcoming from that on Facebook. But we'll see how bad the mosquitoes are going to be, which could be pretty bad indeed. So hope you're all doing well. Glad to be with you here on this episode of the Geek News Central podcast. Got lots of great content for you tonight. Lots of stuff in the stack. We'll go ahead and kick right into the content tonight. Not waste any time. Get right down to business. Hospital websites are sending medical information to Facebook. Now, when I say that, please don't freak out too bad, because it's not actually your records. What they're doing, and what experts say might be a HIPAA violation, is that many hospital websites have a tracking tool that sends sensitive medical information to Facebook when people schedule appointments, according to an investigation by the Markup. Experts say the hospitals using the tool may be violating the medical privacy law, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA. The Markup found 33 of the top 100 hospitals in the United States were using a tracker called a Metapixel. I'm very familiar with that on their website. Installing the Metapixel gives groups access to analytics about Facebook and Instagram ads, but also tracks how people are using their website, the buttons they click, the information they put in forms, and so on. On the hospital websites, that could include sensitive health information connected to a patient's IP address. On one hospital's websites, clicking the scheduling button sent Facebook a doctor's name and the condition Alzheimer's that the appointment was scheduled for. Now, here's the crazy part. IP data, in my estimation, is PII, personal identifiable information. I've seen information. We're showing a demo where I gave the individual my IP. He told me exactly where I was located, all kinds of crazy data that really would not be hard to discern that it came from my location and was for me. Sometimes it's on a household, but still, you would not want Facebook to know and be able to take that data and do whatever they do with it. And if you are having Alzheimer's symptoms, in 7 health systems, the Metapixel is installed in patient portals, which require login and included detailed health records. The Markup found that Facebook was getting information on one patient's doctor's name and appointment time, and another allergic reactions to specific medications. Under HIPAA, hospitals are not allowed to share unidentifiable health information with third parties without patients' consent. They can use and share anonymized data, but information linked to an IP address can classify data as identifiable health information, which has additional protections. Even if perhaps there's something in the legal architecture that permits this to be lawful, it's totally outside the expectations of what patients think health privacy laws are doing for them. A Meta spokesperson told the Markup that Facebook has filters that detects and removes sensitive health data sent from businesses. It's not clear if the data sent by hospital websites was or was not caught by these filters, but the filters don't always work as described. Another investigation from the Markup found that details about people looking for information about emergency contraceptives, abortions, which is not supposed to be sent to Facebook, made its way through its systems. 7 hospitals removed the Metapixel from their website in response to findings from the Markup, or did at least 5 of the hospitals with a tracker in their the Markup, as did at least 5 of the hospitals with a tracker in their patient portal. I use Metapixels at my company to track how response to an ad is to get someone into our sales system, our funnel. So it gives me pretty good data. Not who, but how far they made it, or did they abandon the process? So it's really, this is kind of concerning. And this stuff's going on all over the place, because you can almost be guaranteed if a company is advertising on Facebook, they're using the pixel tag to track that action to see what happened. Again, we use it purely for performance. Now, if you end up going through, and I can't track from time you clicked an ad to you became a customer. I know that it happened, but even in my system, I don't know specifically you. So, because I don't do any PII lookup from IP data. We don't do that. So it's really, really interesting here what these hospitals were doing. So I just wonder how many more places that activity is happening. Now, we've talked about NFTs a little bit here on the show in the past, and I jokingly said we would start selling NFTs for this podcast, and it was a joke, because I've largely become to believe at this point that NFTs are the biggest scam ever made. And Bill Gates is many things, and he's lost some credibility over the past couple of years and some of the stuff he's been doing. But one thing I will agree with him on, Bill Gates says NFTs are 100% based on greater fool theory amid the crypto cataclysm that's going on right now. Non-fungible tokens for dummies. That's Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has declared that expensive digital images of monkeys are going to improve the world immensely. He was joking, obviously, through considering Gates' supposed connection to microchips and vaccines. One never can be too careful. What he's talking about are non-fungible tokens, which came up at a TechCrunch event in Berkeley, California, Tuesday, specifically the Bored Ape Yacht Club variety. He says, the kids book where the picture is divided into 3 head, body, legs, so you can turn different sets of pages to get different images. That's what the Bored Ape Yacht Club is for. Those willingly parted from large amounts of money for the right to stand next to a picture of a cartoon chimp. Oh my God, he was holding no holds bars. Fools is an imperative word here because Gates believed that NFTs and related cryptocurrency, both are traded through blockchain, are 100% based on the greater fool theory. This is the idea that one can make money by purchasing overvalued assets. As we've noted above, NFTs have no intrinsic value whatsoever, but have been sold for multiple millions. We missed out, right, on the gold rush. Cryptocurrencies likewise have no intent value, although that can be argued. So you are a fool for buying something worth nothing. But people will say no. We know that cryptocurrency right now is going through a deep dive. And part of it's with the U.S. economy, too. A Luna token, which wiped $40 billion off the system, inflamed by tech stock declines, raising inflation, interest rates, and regulatory challenges. And guess who owns a whole bunch of crypto? Just about every tech company, every investment firm. You have investments now that are probably tied to crypto. So don't be surprised. Check your 401ks and see if they've got crypto as part of their holdings for your portfolio. And if you've looked at your 401ks as of late, I'm sorry, they hopefully someday will recover. I think those that got liquid some time ago probably are okay. Money's worth less because of inflation, but, at least you haven't lost half the money you had invested. Hey, Toby, thanks for checking in on Facebook. Thank you so much. Moving on to more happy events, Amazon Prime Day kicks off July 12th this year. The 2-day members-only shopping event returns. So it's going to kick off the 12th and 13th. The event will begin at 12 a.m. Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, July 12th, and conclude the end of the day on Wednesday, July 13th. As it's been for the past few years, Prime Day will actually be a 2-day event, during which Prime members can snag deals and everything from essentially all Amazon stuff is really discounted, but you can usually find pretty good deals. I usually buy SSDs and memory during Prime. It seems like that's when the prices for micro SD cards and so forth are the least expensive. Sadly today, Internet Explorer, star of Windows, is dead at 26. Microsoft is trying Internet Explorer today after nearly 27 years. The aging web browser is being sunset in favor of Microsoft Edge, with support being officially withdrawn today. It's the end of the Internet era. After Microsoft initially moved away from Internet Explorer branding with the release of Windows 10 in 2015. For consumers, not much is changing. Usage of Internet Explorer has plummeted in recent years, with stat counter showing IE has less than 0.5% of overall browser market. Microsoft has been trying to stop people from using IE for years. The company previously labeled it a compatibility solution rather than a browser the business should be actively using. So Microsoft will start rolling out a new prompt over the coming months that redirect those still using IE over to Edge. Eventually, IE will be permanently disabled as part of the future Windows update. While Microsoft has moved to its Chromium-powered Edge as the default browser on Windows 11, the MS-HTML engine that powers Internet Explorer is still part of Windows 11. It exists purely for IE mode in Microsoft Edge, and Microsoft says it will support IE mode in Edge through at least 2029. So a little bit longer, but it's officially today is its last day, and that it's officially, it's officially been terminated, I guess. But things like this have a tendency to keep kicking for a while. When I was in the Navy, IE was used for everything because it was tied to a whole bunch of stuff that no other browser could use or that the government wouldn't let anyone use. The MakeUseOf.com has 6 smartphone habits that will boost your productivity. When I hear this type of a story, I'm like, oh, really? What's going to boost my productivity? Number 1, schedule and use focus mode. Okay. Number 2, customize your work apps. Okay. Leverage automation technology. Use a shortcut app on your iOS device to automate the tasks you often do. Track your screen time. That's probably the most important one. And number 5, declutter and organize your home screen. And 6, practice being intentional with your smartphone usage. You mean just flipping through TikTok? Is that intentional? Potentially. So MakeUseOf.com 6 smartphone habits will boost your productivity. Verizon is unveiling additional discounts on home internet service for new wireless customers. So Verizon on Thursday said new customers of its premium 5G unlimited mobile plans will be able to save $25 a month on its home broadband offerings that include Fios 5G home internet and LTE home internet. Fios, including Fios, 5G home internet and LTE home internet. Of course, Verizon Fios is the company's fiber optic that's not hardly anywhere. Verizon 5G home internet is a fixed wireless internet service that uses the company's 5G network, available to over 30 million customers. It averages 300 meg down, and in some locations, you can get close to a gig speed. Really? Someone sent me a screenshot of that. And finally, the company's LTE home internet is another fixed wireless internet often available where none of the other Verizon broadband products are available. So you can get $25 discount on those if you're on a 5G unlimited mobile plan. This is kind of cool. A nonprofit building 3D printed schools finished its first $300,000 build in Madagascar in 3 weeks. And it's basically a 3D printed building. It took them only 18 hours to actually do the actual printing, and then another couple of weeks to finish up put the roof and electric and all that stuff in. So it's called Thinking Huts. That's the name of the brand. And what they're really trying to do is make it available to have a modern educational facility available for people to, in basic third world countries. So they have great classrooms at a low price. And Thinking Hut's 22-year-old founder, Maggie Grout, first came across the tech almost 7 years ago. She saw a potential application in another crisis, the lack of proper schools in some developing nations. In 2015, she founded Thinking Huts with long-term goals of giving every child convenient access to schools. In April, the nonprofit, run by 17 volunteers, finally unveiled its first prototype, Build Hut version 1.0, or Bougainville, a single building on the university campus in Madagascar. The Thinking Hut team spent 3 weeks building their prototype. The timeline included 18 hours of print time to create the walls, 12 days to complete the rest of the school. Like many well-known 3D buildings, the walls were made using a cement mix and African 3D printing construction company 14 Trees, the COBOD printer. So the same 3D CP group used to build its tiny home in Denmark. And of course, Habitat for Humanities also built a family home in Virginia. So very, very cool. And link is in the show notes. You can definitely check that out. Dolby is teaming up to promise more immersive car audio. You might not have to buy a Lucid Air or Mercedes to listen to spatial audio in your car. Dolby and Swedish firm Dirac are collaborating to demo more immersive in-car audio technology. The partners melds Dirac's optimization algorithms with Dolby Atmos support to deliver 3D sounds as well as improve audio quality across the board. The companies are showcasing their teamwork in demo cars, but you may have to wait a while to hear it in a vehicle you can drive. So they're working to bring us better audio in our vehicles. T-Mobile's latest perk, 25 cents off gasoline. Did you hear that? 25 cents off a gallon of gas. Only 1 gallon? Or your whole tank? That's the question. Free streaming also on flights. So the wireless carrier will offer 25 cents off a gallon of gas. Oh, only a single gallon at Shell stations this summer, and free connectivity and streaming on flights. Additionally, T-Mobile is giving customers access to high-speed data in more than 210 countries, but you have to be part of their MagnetaMax plan or Business Unlimited Ultimate plan. We'll get 5G of free high-speed data every month when visiting one of more than 210 foreign countries. So, what about the 25? If it was 25 cents a gallon, that would be fantastic. But it's just for 1 gallon. Is it one time a month? Doesn't sound like a good deal when you kind of read the fine print. Now, this next story, I'm not super familiar with this gal. I probably should have looked her up. Anna Sorokin. I think she was running some Ponzi scheme before. Anna Sorokin wants to move away from her scammer persona by, guess what? Selling NFTs. And this Engadget article, kind of tongue-in-cheek, infamous grifter Anna Sorokin, who spent 4 years in prison for fraud, says she's trying to move away from this scammer persona that has been pushed upon her by the prosecution and by the following and by the media and by Netflix. What better way to do that than selling a collection of NFTs? The socialite told NBC News that she has minted 10 NFTs. Holders will somehow have exclusive access to her, who is now currently in a correctional facility under custody of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The NFT holders will seemingly have the chance to meet her, who is appealing her pending deportation, and holders will also receive a bundle of personal items from Sorokin, who again is in detention. She's attempting to control her narrative after she was the focus of Inventing Anna, which was released this year. The NFT collection is called Reinventing Anna. Now, if you want to invest in an NFT that sounds like it has incredible value, you can buy one of her NFTs. I'm sure she'll sell you one for about $1 million, and I'm sure you get good return on that investment. Yep. Call me doubtful. Elon Musk tells Twitter employees he wants to be involved in product. That's an interesting title. According to New York Times, a live blog of the 45-minute call, Musk said he isn't quite sure what the title at his company will be. What his title at the company will be, but he particularly wants to be involved in product and expects the team to listen to his input on new features. He's very involved at Tesla, and he adopted a similar leadership style at Twitter. As layoffs sweep the tech industry, some Twitter employees asked about how Musk's potential acquisition might affect their jobs. Musk was vague in his response. He says, right now, costs exceed revenue. That's not a great situation. He said regarding potential layoffs, Musk has also warned employees about job cuts at Tesla, where he plans to reduce headcount by 10%. Of course, there was discussion about working from home. Right now, about a quarter of Twitter's employees work from home, but earlier this month, Musk sent Tesla employees email with the subject line to be super clear, stating all employees need to spend a minimum of 40 hours in the office. Moreover, the office must be where your actual colleagues are. So Musk told the Twitter employees that it is much better if you are on location physically, but exceptional employees may be able to work remotely. This is because the business of running a social media platform is far different from building cars or rockets, which Musk believes is impossible to do remotely. So we'll see. Of course, Musk wants to make Twitter a private company once the deal closes, saying the platform can be more productivity without having to appease activist shareholders. Of course, the acquisition is still in the air. Next up, eBay. Yes, how long has it been since you bought something on eBay? eBay is launching an interactive live shopping platform. I think they're trying to compete with what's going on with Amazon Live. Did you know you could do a home shopping network show on Amazon? eBay announced today it's launching eBay Live, a dedicated shopping platform that gives users a way to purchase products in a live interactive environment. The new experience is rolling out in beta this month. The company's first ever live shopping event will offer a created selection of rare trading cards from eBay seller Blecker Trading. Live events will invite shoppers to engage with products as if they're in a traditional shop. eBay says the events will be accessible through the eBay app and through the web. During these events, shoppers will interact with the seller directly in the chat and through reaction buttons. Shoppers can purchase any of the items directly from the live stream. So my friend Jerry is a big time card buyer. Buying collectibles like this, he's done very well over the years. We have to let him know this is going to be available. SpaceX employees say Elon Musk is an embarrassment as he waffles on work from home. Ooh. Wow. This is interesting. It's that they've got a letter that's going around. I don't know if employees are signing it, but he basically, the statement comes, Musk is facing mounting backlash from his rank and file. The Verge says it has seen an open letter from SpaceX workers criticizing their CEO, accusing Musk of becoming a frequent source of distraction and embarrassment through his public actions. They also said the spaceflight firm wasn't living up to its no asshole mantra or a zero tolerance policy on sexual misconduct. The letter writers wanted SpaceX to condemn Musk's behavior, hold all leaders accountable for all their actions, and clarify its policies about enforcing them consistently. The way Musk is, I'm sure that's going to go over like a fart in church. So people are pushing back. Microsoft launches Defender for individuals for Microsoft 365 personal and family subscribers. Microsoft is adding Microsoft Defender for individuals. So apparently, Microsoft's been testing Defenders for individuals for several months. Defenders for individuals, codenamed Gibraltar. Oh my God, can't even talk. Gibraltar is meant to provide consumers with a centralized dashboard for managing, monitoring their online security status across PCs, Macs, and iOS, and Android mobile devices. If users have other antivirus products from third parties like Norton and McAfee, they'll be able to see the status of those protected devices via the dashboard. Microsoft says users will get instant security alerts, resolution suggestions, and security tips designed to help them better secure their devices. Microsoft is including Defender for individuals for no additional charge to Microsoft 365 family personal subscribers. Existing subscribers can download the app and sign in with their personal Microsoft accounts. Anybody use this? If you have, love to hear from you. geeknews@gmail.com. geeknews@gmail.com. Sony Honda Mobility Incorporated is the new name of the Sony and Honda's EV business. So after Sony and Honda announced plans to form a separate company for their joint electric vehicle partnership, they've now given a name. Not very, complicated. Again, Sony Honda Mobility Incorporated will be established in Tokyo before the end of 2022, with EV sales set to start in 2025. Each company holds an equal 50% share, with Honda executive Yoshidi Mizuno appointed chairman and CEO, and Sony EVP Izumi Kawanishi president and CEO. As Sony detailed previously, the partnership will utilize Honda's cutting-edge environmental and safety technologies, mobility development capabilities, vehicle manufacturing technology, and after-sales management. Meanwhile, Sony will contribute imaging, sensing, telecommunications network, and entertainment technologies. We know Honda is really far behind in EV development, so we'll see what happens here. Uber expands its airport reservation service globally. So if you have the dollars to spend, Uber Black and Uber Black SUV rides you can reserve them for up to 30 days in advance at 55 airports around the world. Basically, you get a little higher priority and they'll pick you up at the curb. You don't have to go to the Uber pickup area. You basically can now Get this in Austin, Burbank, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Milwaukee, Montreal, Oakland, Orange County, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, Tampa Bay, Vancouver, Bologna, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Milan, Nice, Paris, and Rome. So those are the new locations where this is available. Cars will wait for you up to 60 minutes without no additional charge because you're going to get charged big to use it. Google Maps has a new Android widget to show live traffic around you. Google Maps has introduced a new widget that will be another use for the functionality to help make a name for Waze, the other driving and mapping app that Google acquired nearly a decade ago. It will now show live traffic around you, not just in the app, but in a widget you can access on your lock screen. I don't know about Android widgets. I'm going to have to investigate this. Google Map already provides estimated arrival and travel times, indicates where there is less or more congestion in your route with yellow, orange, red colors. A live traffic widget will be an extra user-friendly tool to give them a better idea of how busy an area will be in case they need to adjust their travel times or even routes to avoid the scrum without needing to open the app. Okay. The widget is rolling out in the coming weeks. Democratic senators led by Elizabeth Warren wants to ban brokers from trading people's health and location data. Data brokers sell anonymized personal data, but this can sometimes be de-anonymized. The data of people seeking abortions could be vulnerable if Roe versus Wade is struck down. A group of Democrats led by Elizabeth Warren is seeking to ban brokers from selling Americans' health and location data. This should be default regardless. Amid concerns that people visiting clinics could be tracked and targeted by vigilantes. So data brokers profit from location data of millions of people, posing serious risk to Americans everywhere by selling their most private information. So regardless, I don't think they should be tracking. Data brokers should not be taking our information. They shouldn't have it regardless of health or otherwise. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Google, and others agreed to the new EU rules to fight disinformation. So they've signed up to this new EU rulebook. These firms and others will have to make greater efforts to halt the spread of fake news. This new Anti-Disinformation Code comes at a time when Russia is weaponizing disinformation part of its military aggression against Ukraine, but also when we see attacks on democracy more broadly. The code contains 49 specific commitments for companies that target an array of potential harm from disinformation. These include commitments to create searchable libraries for political adverts, demonetize fake news sites by removing their advertising revenue, reduce the number of bot networks and fake accounts used to spread disinformation, give user tools to flag disinformation, access authoritative sources, give researchers better and wide access to platform data, work closely with independent fact checkers to verify information sources. Of course, many U.S. firms already have adopted similar initiatives following pressure from politicians and regulators, but the EU claims this new code of practice will allow for greater oversight. Although the processor for these guidelines, the 2018 Code of Practice on Disinformation, was entirely voluntary, the EU notes that the new rulebook will be enforced by its new Digital Service Act. So once again, the EU doing more things than probably they possibly should be. Costing companies a lot of money. The United States Army deploys first floating solar array. Yes, you heard that, first floating solar array. The system sits atop the surface of North Carolina's Big Muddy Lake, where it will generate clean energy for Fort Bragg at 1.1 megawatts. It's the biggest floating solar array in the southeast United States. The Army base will use the energy to power on-site facilities, supplement the local grid, and create a backup source in case of power outages. So the array is the result of a collaboration between Fort Bragg, Ameresco, a renewable energy company, and Duke Energy, one of North Carolina's power companies. The Army reports that alongside their new setup at Big Muddy Lake, the trio are testing electronic recloser funded by the Environmental Security Technology Certification Program. If all goes away, the recloser will help minimize power disruptions and system damage during transit events. So lots of water out there to put solar on, but that water's moving. But one thing's for sure, they can use the water to keep the solar panels cool, thus improving efficiency. This is an interesting one. In Japan, it makes online insults a crime that can earn a year in jail. Amendment that passed the House of Councilors, Japan's upper legislative chamber, and money spells out that insults designed to hurt the reader can now attract increased punishments. Supporters of the amended law cite the death of 22-year-old wrestler and reality TV personality Hana Kimura. As a result, it was needed. On the day she passed away, Kimura shared images of self-harm and hateful comments she received on social media. Her death was later ruled a suicide. 3 men were investigated for their role in her death. One was fined a small sum. Another paid around $12,000 damages after a civil suit. Before the amendment, Japanese law allowed for 30 days inside for insults or fines up to 10,000 yen or $75. The law now permits up to a year inside and imposes a ceiling of 300,000 yen or $2,200 on fines. The law does have a 3-year sunset clause, a reflection of debate about its possible chilling effect on free speech. Been thinking about a Tesla? Well, sorry. Tesla hikes prices across all of its models by up to $6,000. So, if you were thinking about buying a Model X all-wheel drive long range, it jumped from $114,000 to $120,000. The AW long range Model S was increased $5,000 from $99,900 to $104,900. The Model Y long range and performance prices went up by $3,000, $2,000 to $65,900 and $67,900. Just one Model 3 version was affected, the long range jumping $3,500 from $54,400 to $57,900. Of course, the company did not explain the reason for the changes, except more than likely what we're seeing everywhere. Samsung Wallet is back to organize your ID, keys, and crypto, bringing Samsung Pay and Pass under one roof. First there was Samsung Wallet, then it becomes Samsung Pay. Now because the time is flat circle, Samsung is bringing the Wallet app back, basically bringing a lot of existing Samsung services into one app, and this time there's also crypto. The new Samsung Wallet is available today. So I have never used that app at all. Ferrari says 60% of its lineup will be electrified by 2026. It'll launch 15 new cars between 2023 and 2026. So, for those of you that like room, no more room from Ferrari soon. Apple faces another iPhone Batterygate legal claim, this time in the UK. The complaint argued that Apple didn't disclose that it was going to throttle iPhones beforehand. So just like the United States, the UK has went after them. The complaint covers iPhone 6, 6 Plus, 6S, 6SE, plus SE 7, 7 Plus, 8 Plus, 8, and iPhone 10 models. They want 700. If they win, Apple may have to pay damage up to £750 million. So we'll see. That's a big number. Big number. YouTube says more than 1.5 billion people are watching shorts each month. I haven't watched a single short on YouTube. And YouTube has also started putting ads on these short form videos, of course. Launched in 2020, YouTube Shorts is the platform's answer to TikTok. So shorts were racking up 30 billion views a day, according to Google. So, well, how many people are getting paid for those shorts? That's the question. Also, not surprising, Elon Musk still wants out of his SEC settlement, so he's got a new lawyer, Alex Spiro, is filed with court to take his case to the U.S. Court of Appeals in hope of a different decision based upon the previous appeal. And he's argued that Musk has been argued that he was coerced into settling with the SEC, that its investigation of Tesla are like having a gun to your child's head, and has argued to the court that the SEC is motivated against him by political bias as it continues to monitor his Twitter activity. A Massachusetts court quashes Uber, Lyft, and other ride-hailing companies' $17.8 million attempt to call gig workers contractors. So, a coalition poured $17.8 million into a campaign. On Tuesday, the Massachusetts top court blocked the attempt. Most gig workers are currently classified as employees, which means they are entitled to benefits, including minimum wage, overtime pay. In August, industry coalition called the Massachusetts Coalition for Independent Worker proposed classifying gig workers as independent contractors. The collusion, of course, the group, which included Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, and Instacart, hoped to have Massachusetts voters approve the proposal. Well, court said, this is not happening. So they don't like paying wages. They like paying percentages. Amazon has revamped Fire TV user interface with new home screen, improved navigation, and more. The changes are meant to address some of the user complaints about last year's Fire TV makeover by refining several features, bringing back missing sections, and simplifying navigation. And finally tonight, yes, we have comments, though. Don't leave. PayPal will let users split the cost of purchases up to 24 months. Pay monthly is building on the company's previous buy now, pay later scheme, which is being used by a lot of folks in the 18 to 25 range. So they're not using credit cards, but they're basically using the service, using PayPal as if it was a credit card. It's valid for purchases between $199 and $10,000. How much are you paying? The APR is calculated on a risk basis and will be between 0, and listen to this, and 29.99%. That should be illegal. 29%, ladies and gentlemen. An APR of 29%. Wow! On risk basis, and will be between 0 and 20. I hope they fully disclosed what this is. I think the Apple Pay Later thing is better. Oh my gosh. Well, Apple Pay, you can pay over time because it's just like a regular credit card. But wow. That's pretty shocking to me. That level of interest rate. That's crazy. Wow. That's really amazing. It really is. Okay, so let me come down here to the comments. So I got an email from Jim. He says, "Hey Todd, great show. Keep up the good work. I started using Thunderbird in about 2008. Loved it and dumped Outlook. Thunderbird is a great email and calendar program. It's cross-platform too. I use it on Windows and Linux. It stores everything in one profile for us, so you have to migrate to a new computer. All you do is copy one folder to the new system, be it Windows, Mac, or Linux. This makes upgrading a system or backup a snap. Also, no licensing issues on the new computer like one might have with Microsoft product. Just install Thunderbird and use it. It's open source." I agree, Jim. I used Thunderbird for years. And when we kind of switched to Gmail being our default dealio, I was even downloading to Thunderbird, but I kind of got Gmail to the point where it was as efficient as Thunderbird. Yep, I know what I'm, giving away here, but I agree. It's a great product. Got an email from Rob. Hope your sense of humor is in place. I was listening to a recent podcast and Trap the Screen where speed could be changed. Your voice at half volume came out. Tap the sound file. Now, Rob, I know it sounded slow. So it was kind of comical. Believe me, I do not ever want to force anyone ever to have to listen to this show half speed. Rob says, "Hey Todd, all I want for Christmas was a tongue-in-cheek joke. It's available on Amazon. Some kind of artificial stump. I have a real stumps too. Living in the rural area with wood-burning stoves, though, I found it hilarious. Much like buying pieces of birch trees in craft shops. Birch grows in my backyard. Let's hear about the aliens." Well, we'll have to break that out. And I think that's it. I was so far behind on Gmail. I literally had like 3,000 emails. So, and I was trying to be careful as I was clearing my backlog out. Matter of fact, here's the problem. I've gotten so much spam mail. So many lists. Matter of fact, today I started unsubscribing for all this stuff that's being sent to me. I'm probably going to triple the stuff that's being sent to me. I'm just trying to get a handle on it. The geeknews@gmail address is literally out of control. There's a lot of important stuff that comes in there, but I get anywhere between 400 and 500 emails a day in that email address, and it's like 90% of it is crap. So I've just been trying to I started it today. We'll see how long it takes to thin the herd. But I was just getting literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of adverts. I don't know how I got signed up for all these lists, and I was just clicking them before and deleting in bulk, but it just hasn't helped. So there it is. I'm going to see what I can do by unsubscribing. It may just increase, and we may have to go to a new email address at some point and give up. I'd hate to. I've had this email address for years, and it's been very, very effective. All right, so I'll be back with you on Monday. Another show, regular time, regular place. It's been my pleasure bringing the podcast. Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for staying subscribed. Thank you for being part of the family. Thank you for being insiders, all the things you do. Thank you for your comments on email. Sorry I sorted through all this stuff. That was a couple of weeks of stuff that had come in. If I missed your email, please resend it to me. I definitely appreciate it if you do that. I'm watching for it. I'm trying to stay up on that email account a little better than what I had been. Even right now, there's 41 emails in that account, and I quit. It's only been like 2 hours, so it's ridiculous. So anyway, everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the family. Everyone, take care. We'll see you next time. Everyone, take care. Bye bye.